Today I'm with AJ. AJ, how old are you?
I'm 27 years old.
AJ, where are you from?
I'm from Los Angeles.
And how long have you been here in Phoenix?
I've been here now off and on for about 8.5 years.
And most recently, this time, how long have you been here from California?
I have been here 5 months. I came back about 5 months ago.
And you're telling me that you're currently homeless, living out of your truck. Is that correct?
That's right. I've been living out of my truck for about 2 weeks now.
So 2 weeks ago, what happened?
So I've been using blues for about 2 months now, and 2 weeks ago, I broke up with my girlfriend. I have a daughter with her, and it forced me to come out to the streets, live out of my truck. I have no family here. I lived in Los Angeles. That's where all my family is. So out here, I just had my ex and my daughter. So it forced me to just live out of my truck.
And how did you get started with blues? 2 months ago? What happened 2 months ago to cause you to even start that?
All right. So 2 months ago, I got off work and I had made friends. I had made these friends in my area where I live. Again, I don't know nobody out here. And at first, they seemed pretty cool. They would smoke weed. I was smoking a little bit of weed. And then one guy, he took out a tray, right, which is like it's foil with a blue on it. And he was like, "Here, man, try it." And I had heard stories about blues and how they can ruin your life and you can lose everything. And me, I have my job, and I have my family, my truck. I was thinking, I'm good. Like I can use this stuff, and nothing's gonna happen to me, right? Like I'm gonna be fine. And so I started using the blues, and I started realizing, as I was. So it started with that one day, and then the next day, I wanted to try it again. The next day, same thing. And then I noticed I went a week. I went like 4 days without using it, and I started feeling sick, and I wasn't feeling like myself, headaches. And then I asked to smoke again, so we smoked again, and I noticed it took it away, took all that pain away. And I was like, oh, okay, like, maybe I just need to keep using these things so that I don't feel so sick. And what sucks is you start to lose yourself. You start to, your passions, whatever you like to do, you only focus on your next hit, on your next high. And so 2 months later, my ex, she just had enough of it, and threw me out to the street, and I don't blame her.
And where are your friends? The ones that introduced you to them?
They're around, but you would think that they would be helping me out, right? And there's nothing. I'm left with nothing here. No friends. If they're around, they're either asking me for money, or because they want to get high, or they're asking me for drugs. So little by little, I've just been kind of cutting everyone off and just being by myself.
At what point did you realize that you had lost control and you're about to lose your family, your work, everything?
It was about a month in. It was about a month and a half in of using, just recently, right? Just like 3 weeks ago, when I realized, like, again, I mentioned I have passions. Like, I like sports. I like to dabble in a little bit of music, right? We all do. And I started realizing that I didn't want to do none of that no more. Like, all I wanted to do was sit around and smoke. If I was at work, all I could think of was like, oh, I can't wait till my next break so I can go into my car and smoke. My passions, my drive, even at work, I'm a person that likes to take a lot of initiative and like to lead. And again, all that, even friends from work started coming up to me and telling me like, hey, is everything okay? Like, you're just not really, like yourself. Like where's the drive at? And again, all I could focus is, just tapping my foot until until that next hit, until the next break. And it's really with my daughter, right? I didn't want to like bring her in too much or talk about her too much. But it's really when I started noticing I wasn't taking her out to the park. We recently got a dog. I wasn't taking out the dog to walks with my daughter anymore like we would every day. I was just focused on the next hit.
How old is your daughter?
She's 8 years old.
You miss her?
Yeah, definitely. It sucks when she's a part of your life every day and then it just gets taken away from you. You know, it's like it's pretty tough, man. Yeah.
Do you think one day you'll return to being a father and just breaking free from the hold that you're under right now?
100%. You know, I'm 2 months into this, and again, that one guy that said, "Oh, that could never be me," I lost it all. You know, in just 2 months. In just 2 months, I lost it all. And you know, luckily, I'm not too deep into it, and I'm becoming self-aware of everything around me. So yeah, so I definitely do have a plan to go into. I applied for Access and insurance. I'll be going through a rehab program, a detox program, then a rehab program, and whatever outpatient stuff they offer me. You know, I've been reading up more and more on it. I'll make sure to follow through because this can't be me. You know, I can't just be just another guy in the street asking for money. You know, having nowhere to sleep, just having bad friends. You know, and it's true what they say. They always said, you know, if there's 11 drug addicts around and you're in the room, you're most likely the 12th. You know, and it's all about just your acquaintances, who you hang around with, really, that can bring you down. So I do plan to be a father again. You know, I'm still a father, you know, but I do plan to just be there every day and just go back to the passion that I had and the drive that I had before.
Being out here in the streets, talking to these folks out here that have been here 2 years, 5 years, they're like veterans. They're veterans of the street. And you know what?
Right.
They're your age. They're younger than you, some of them.
Yeah.
What have you learned from them?
You know, it's hard to say, like, what have you learned from them, you know, because they to my current lifestyle, my life, they haven't really offered me much, right? But what I can say that I've learned is what not to do, you know? Like, a lot of them, they steal for money. They'll steal, you know, it's called boosting. And they'll, you know, that's how they survive. They go stealing from stores and they go sell it and then they get their drugs. I've learned not to do that. You know, most of them, it's funny. I've been out here in the streets, you know, 2 weeks. Before that, I was coming out to the streets looking for drugs, hanging out with them for 2 months. And I would say 30% of them are in jail from the moment that I've met them to now. Literally, like, you hear about this friend, he's in jail now. Oh, what happened? He got caught stealing. And this friend, oh, he had a warrant for his arrest. Where is he at? Jail. You know, and there's a lot of things that I've learned from them not to do, you know. And ultimately, I've just learned just to get away from all this, you know, because it only leads you down to two paths, jail or death. And sadly to say, I haven't experienced it out here, but people die, you know, people overdose, and it's pretty unfortunate.
What would become of your 8-year-old daughter if something was to happen to you? You get taken away, you OD, not returning. Have you thought about that? That's a real concern. That could really happen. I've interviewed countless people. They're no longer here. They're gone.
That's right. Yeah, and it's funny you mention that. I was just talking with about 15 minutes before all this, I was just talking to someone about how I don't want my daughter to have daddy issues. You know, I don't want her to grow up, you know, without a dad. And because of that, we've all learned, you know, that girls, they usually start to chase bad boys, and they'll start to chase the man that wasn't there, you know. And that's one thing that I definitely don't want for my daughter is to you know, just feel like she didn't have her support from her dad. That's a really serious thing that I actually think about all the time, and that's actually she is the biggest drive for me to go into rehab. She's the biggest drive for me to just get away from all this. You know, I'm 2 months in, and that's enough. That's long enough. You know, I've had enough of this.
There's a little debate amongst people. Some people will say that addiction is a disease. Others say that addiction is a choice. When your friends offered you the pill for the first time and you said yes, was that a disease or was that a choice that you made?
I would say it's a choice. It was 100% a choice. And you can argue that people have what's called an addictive personality, and there's a whole conversation for that. Is that a thing? Yeah. However, at the time, when it comes to just doing drugs, it's a choice. It's always a choice.
Would you say you're addicted now?
Yes, I'm 100% addicted.
Okay, so maybe now you're battling a disease, right? Because your body needs it.
Yeah, that's right.
If not, you get sick.
That's right.
But this disease came about from a bad choice.
That's right. That's what I was getting at. That like some people have addictive personalities, but you need to make that choice first to become addicted to something. Yeah.
AJ, you're very intelligent, very well spoken. If I was to see you out in public, to me, you don't display the telltale signs of a person that's been out here that's battling addiction, right? You still take care of yourself. You do your hair. Your hair isn't disheveled. Your face isn't, dusty. Your fingers aren't black, right? And those are the telltale signs that let me know if a person's been, out here, living this lifestyle. Yeah. But you're fresh, you're new.
That's right.
And so I would hate to see you 30 days from now, 60 days from now, 90 days from now, because it's just a trap. It's hard to get out. Every day that you're out here, you sink further and further. That's why it's important for you to get help immediately, brother, okay? You're intelligent, work hard. You got your 8-year-old daughter that's wondering right now, where's daddy at?
That's right.
You know that. Go get her back. Fight for your family.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I believe in you. I have faith in you. You seem like a really strong, intelligent young man. Do what you need to do to defeat this. Unchain yourself from the just this enslavement that you're going through right now. That's what it is. Physical, mental, emotional. That's all it is. Okay.
Yeah. Definitely.
So. Thanks for talking to me. I told you at the beginning of this, the whole purpose of this channel is prevention through awareness. By you having the courage to share your story, a young person out there, a young AJ, a 15-year-old AJ that's at home, rebellious, not listening to their mom, they think it's cool out here.
Yeah.
They're gonna watch this and be like, dang, it's not cool.
I'm doing it because, again, in just 2 months, I lost everything. And I would have never thought that, like you said, I'm smart, right? I would think the same thing, but it's just ridiculous how it's so true. These blues and the other drugs that are out here are definitely gonna make you lose everything. Like, whether you think you're the smartest guy or whatever it is, it's gonna happen, So it's better just not to try it, not to make that choice. Yeah.
When you overcome this, please reach out to me. We'll do an update so to see you better and see you reunited with your daughter, okay?
100%, yeah.
AJ, thank you very much. God bless. Take care.
Thank you, sir. You guys have